Today, we've got a very exciting video. We're gonna go over every single Orlando, Greater Orlando 55 plus community. There's 27 of them. Let's get into this thing. So when we talk about Greater Orlando, the reality is there's not many communities straight in Orlando. They sort of hook around. So we're gonna be talking about Claremont, Leesburg, Mount Dora, all the way down to South Claremont, and then it wraps around through sort of Kissimmee, Lake Nona area. There's really none east of Orlando. There's one really beautiful community in DeLand. We're gonna save that for another video when we do the Palm Coast area. So there's 27 55 plus communities in the Greater Orlando area. The reason we're doing this, we've done this video before. There's a couple new communities and then obviously pricing changes. So this is gonna be a full update. And then we are also at the end of the video gonna give you guys a guide that we're updating that I think is gonna be super awesome. It's gonna have not only the communities with the pricing information, some basic info about each of the communities on a map, but we're gonna do cool things to do and places to eat all in one guide. So it's like if you're coming down, you can print this thing out and take it with you, and hopefully it'll be a good, like, what would you call that? Like a itinerary, sort of an itinerary that you can follow. You don't have to follow, but a lot of good restaurants and stuff like that too.
You should come up with some fun name for an exploring itinerary. So,
ooh.
Yeah, you'll have to think through that.
Come up with a name for it?
Yeah. We'll think of it.
All right, starting with the boring one. They're gonna get much more exciting.
Why is
Scottish Highlands.
Stop it, why is that boring? So Scottish Highlands was one of Pringle's first communities. It's in Leesburg, it's super affordable, and people that live there love it. It's exciting for them.
I will say the people in Scottish Highlands are very happy.
Yes.
It is a cool community. It's outside of the villages, and it's one of the more affordable options.
More affordable, and the couple of caveats for Scottish Highlands, I know we're not going to delve into this with all of them. It is not gated. It's still a community with amenities and all of that. They are a co-op, which you can ask your agent what that means, but it's kind of set up like a condo association, and so they don't allow VA loans. So that it's just a couple little caveats, but that's it. Otherwise, it's very affordable.
Number two, one of my favorite communities, Lakes of Mount Dora.
Well, that's one of your favorites because actually Mount Dora is super cool and you like to eat and drink.
They've got sort of like these man-made waterways throughout, so everyone's got like beautiful views, and you can go kayaking through the community and fishing, and it's really pretty.
Plus they've got access to that bigger lake.
True.
There's some changes there that's very cool.
Yeah. Number three, Villa Dora, which we haven't done before. What's Villa Dora?
Oh my gosh. So it is a sweet 60 home or 60 condominium complex. Most of them are 2-2s. I think there's one studio, so don't count on getting a studio. It's in a beautiful sort of U-shape overlooking Lake Dora, and you're right downtown. What is this? Is this 5th Street? And then you're downtown Mount Dora. It's
super walkable.
Oh, easy walk. Even if you have, mobility issues, it's easy walking.
Very close.
Because you got your elevator and then you're downtown.
The other cool thing about that is it's pretty affordable. I mean, there's smaller units, but if you're looking for like a second home, you have access to all of downtown Mount Dora. They've got pickleball courts up the road, tennis courts, parks, all the restaurants, drinking. Obviously, boating, fishing is right there. I think, and then you've got the peace of mind of living in a condo where it's low maintenance.
The beauty of a condo is it's the walls in are yours, the walls out are your condo associations.
Yeah.
The dues are pretty chunky, but it includes cable and then all your exterior maintenance. Mm-hmm. So I find it super affordable for living lakefront downtown Mount Dora.
Number four, Royal Harbor.
Beautiful one, Pringle-built community, 750-ish homes. Sweet topography, it's got that beautiful lighthouse. It's got some lakefront, only 55 plus community that we have huge chain of lakefront lots. Again, slim pickings, but Great location. It's a sweet community, very well done.
Right on Little Lake Harris, right across the bridge, coming from Howie.
And that's a gorgeous
Howie
bridge.
in the Hills. It is. They redid it recently.
Yeah, oh, you get a sunset over that bridge? Oh, it is so nice.
It's a beautiful.
Yeah, it's true. And then we got Hickory Point Recreation Park across the road. So you've got a boat ramp.
It's a great boat launch because, again, you got an RV boat lot because of those communities. Many of them have that. And you can just pull over your boat, drop it in, and off you go.
All right, number 5. Before we get into number 5, again, we're gonna put this whole guide up at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But the kind of another boring one for us, Heritage, the Cottage of Sanders Grove.
I'll give you the lowdown on this one.
Yeah, give us the lowdown.
So Pringle started it way back in the day, and then the crash happened. Everybody remembers 2008 to 2010. And then there was only a smidgen of houses, maybe 8 houses, but the community building was built. And then it sat, and then somebody bought the land and did nothing with it, and it sat and sat and sat and sat. And here we are in 2023. D.R. Horton took over a number of lots. There's more lots to be sold, and we're not 100% sure. Rumor has it Hovnanian's going to come in there and build some homes. It is a 55 plus.
This is probably one where if you didn't care about the amenities and stuff like that, and you wanted maybe an affordable new build, you don't have to worry about having kids in the neighborhood. It doesn't feel like a very active 55 plus community. So if that's something you're interested in, this is not your community. All right, number 6, this is a beautiful community, Legacy of Leesburg. This is a cool one. Why is this one cool?
This is a beautiful community. It doesn't have a golf course, a restaurant, or all those bells and whistles, but it's just beautifully done. The pool area is gorgeous. It's affordable. It's a happy community. It's in a great location.
Low HOA.
Low HOA. It's in our 55 plus row. If you're coming to Central Florida, pop in. Just take a look.
My dad lives there.
Justin's dad lives
right.
there, and
Your
that's
dad lives
the
there.
reason you're not going to want to move.
Raves about the walking trails.
That's right. That's because there's like 5 miles all through the community. Yep.
Yeah, that is one of the big things for that community.
Yeah.
They got cool walk trails. Number 7, Arlington Ridge. Justin's familiar with this one because he worked the golf course for a while.
I did.
Well, the restaurant's great.
Yes.
And they do have the RV garage, some RV garage homes.
Okay.
They also have an RV boat lot. They've got villa and duplex options as well as single family homes. That was a newer feel of those Leesburg communities. So out of all those Leesburg communities, I would say those are the best amenities because they were newer.
They did a great job of making that little town center sort of loop where everything is, so they can block that off and throw sort of like events and parties in that whole town center where everything kind of wraps around it. They've got a movie theater too, which is pretty uncommon.
Yeah, very cool.
All right, number 8, Highland Lakes. Highland Lakes is a more low-key, affordable community. The one really cool thing about Highland Lakes is they have a great woodworking shop. We've had people move in there specifically for that.
Yep.
So what else would
Woodworking
you say
and
about?
metal.
Oh, and metal.
The other thing they have there's only a couple of them, is an indoor pool. So they have the indoor and outdoor pool, and their clubhouse is like a gymnasium. So if you're walking and it's 100 degrees outside, you can walk laps inside in the air conditioning. Super cool. No restaurant, no golf course, so it's truly gated. And then the fishing lakes, right? All those little fishing lakes.
Yeah. Number 9, the Plantation at Leesburg. So this is one of the larger communities in the whole coined 55 plus row. What do you think of Plantation?
So because it's a little bit larger, it has a lot more sports courts and a lot of amenities. You've got 3 different amenity areas. It's got a lot of selection from, mobile and manufactured option to block and stucco, fancy.
Big range for pricing.
Big range of prices. Number 10.
Number 10, the big 1-0, Royal beautiful Highlands. We could do it like a
My
WWE.
mother lives there. Ta-da!
Yeah.
No, Royal Highlands is still one of my faves, and it's because when I first started and even got into the 55 plus, I'd never even heard of one. And I drove into Royal Highlands in 2010, and the drive is spectacular. It's got so much green space. It's so pretty. And then they had 2 different amenity areas, the one indoor and outdoor pool, and then they had the restaurant and pro shop. And my understanding is that golf course is very nice as well.
Yeah, and I'm going to give Royal Highlands an award that we're making up right now, and it is like the best chance to get a beautiful view. It seems like every other home in that place, if not more than 50% of them, have like a conservation lot. You can't see any neighbors, and you're looking out over like spans of marshy. I mean, it's just beautiful. Trilogy Orlando, number 11. This one, you know, a lot of them claim to be resort style. This one is truly resort style. Like, this is one of the ones that come to mind when you really feel like, holy crap, I'm on vacation at a giant, beautiful resort.
Yeah, agreed.
The one cool thing about this community is they have those big sails creating shade in a lot of areas, including like the pickleball court or sections of the pool, stuff like that. So in the summer, if you're planning on coming down for only the summer, or if you're year round, it's nice to be able to escape the heat. That shade, the difference between the shade and the sun makes a big difference. Number 12, which I am very excited about, Webb Minneola. So Webb Minneola is gonna now be competing with Royal Highlands for maybe some of the best views.
Oh, it's completely different. It's completely different.
It's different views.
You're on top of the world in Webb Minneola and totally
you can see out to like
looking
Lake
out.
Apopka.
Now, I didn't know Lake Apopka was part of that chain of lakes. Somebody said you can get to the Harris chain of lakes from Lake Apopka.
You can, there's a lock that you have to go through.
Oh.
And then the other cool thing is they have like that, what is it, what is the lookout point?
Green Mountain Scenic Overlook or something?
Yep, Green Mountain Scenic Overlook, nailed. Justin's clutch, man. Green Mountain Scenic Overlook up the road. So the best thing, here's the best thing, I'm gonna give you Webb Minneola. The amenities are going to be fantastic. You see the number of homes and all that stuff.
It's also gonna be pricey.
It'll definitely be pricey. They're really trying to make downtown Minneola pretty spectacular. So they're gonna be bringing in the Crooked Can Brewery with a big open marketplace, which if you've been to Winter Garden, you know that is super cool to have, which is also gonna probably bring in a lot of stuff. They're trying to build up that downtown. Super easy access to the turnpike. And then the other cool thing is you're right in between downtown Claremont, downtown Mineola is gonna be built up, and then you have downtown Winter Garden. Excuse me, so you have easy access to the bike trail, and you can essentially use that bike trail to get to downtown Claremont. Again, Mineola is gonna be there, and then downtown Winter Garden. So you have like a cool, like a really exciting little pocket that you're in. 13, Esplanade at Highland Ranch. Okay, this one is another one that's sort of in a similar area as Webb Minneola. So you're gonna have exactly all the same stuff we just said. Easy access to downtown Claremont, downtown Winter Garden.
Views.
You do not have the views, and some of the houses kind of back up to the turnpike. So depending on your lot, you can kind of hear that. This is a quaint little neighborhood. I will say though, you are way closer to the bike trail.
Oh, just right down
You
that
can
hill,
just
you're
ride
there.
straight from your community and then like right outside you're on it. So if that's something that you're really gonna be using a lot, this is probably actually a cool option to look into. Another cool thing about it is it's got the sister community next door. So Canyonlands. So if you're interested in moving
with your children,
with
adult
your
kids.
Yeah, with your children, and you want to be able to like golf cart to each other's communities, you can do that, but then sort of have separate communities, separate amenities, stuff like that. All right, number 14, Summit Greens. This is the one I said earlier, don't sleep on. So this is actually one of the communities I feel like that gets overlooked quite a bit. It's got beautiful sort of elevation changes and undulation in the terrain. The golf course there was one of my favorite golf courses. What's the name of the golf course?
Sanctuary Ridge.
Sanctuary Ridge, but it went under and they hadn't revamped it. Now they're working on doing that, and they have the Topgolf type simulator there as well at the driving range. So that's super exciting. It also backs up to like Target, which I know some people are absolute Target phenoms. And if you're one of those people, you could roll down the hill and end up at the back loading docks of Target. And then on top of that, another big feature is the clay tennis courts. You don't see those very often in 55 plus communities. If you're a big tennis player, you know how nice it is to play on clay.
True.
What else? What else did you say?
Well, I'd say that amenity center is one of my favorites because of its view. It's on top of the hill.
15 is Kings
Not such
Ridge.
a clutch after all, right?
I know, Justin. What the heck?
Kings Ridge.
It's a beautiful golf course.
Beautiful.
And then they've got the par 3 course, the little executive course, which is always empty. So even when it's busy season and lots of people are golfing, you can easily get on that. And they have like, what is it, it's a full 18, but hole 9 is...
Yeah, that downhill.
I mean, it's probably, you're like up, the tee box is probably...
What do you think?
100 feet above the green?
But it's a very happy community. And they've got villas and or single family homes. And you can use your golf cart to get out the back gate to Publix and those restaurants and Twisty Treat and you know what I mean? So that's one of the few communities in Claremont, well, the only one, that you can get to your grocery store, your liquor store, a couple of restaurants,
Okay, number 16, Heritage Hills.
You know, I think the thing about Heritage Hills is it's a beautiful community. It's in Claremont. It's going to be really close to Wellness Way and all that stuff. It's not necessarily closer to Winter Garden, but you hop on that Heartwood Marsh and go. Now they got all those roundabouts, but still you can get down back to Winter Garden and that beautiful outdoor mall, Fowler's Grove in Winter Garden. It's very clean and very new. It's newer because that was being built a little bit newer. So it's a nice community.
17, Palms of Serenoa.
Okay, please.
I'm trying to get my WWE debut.
Please don't put that in.
Yeah, Justin.
Weighing in with a lot of people, this is one of the communities that if you're really interested in being in Disney, really utilizing Disney on a regular basis, this is one of those communities that's definitely worth checking out. Newer community, what would you say about Palms of Serenoa?
It's D.R. Horton, so it's production builder. It's very well done. It's affordable. Still a Claremont address, it's just way south Claremont.
Way south, so you're probably not gonna end up using like a lot of the stuff in Claremont that we're mentioning. What you're gonna end up going down to is sort of Keegan's Crossing and then the whole 192 corridor area, which is kind of funky in my opinion. You got a lot, there's a lot of new development going in that area that's supposed to be sprucing it up. But right now it just feels kind of like a weird time loop or something, like I don't know. You've got like all these big $2 t-shirts with the wizard hat and like
That's all on 192.
Yeah.
It's all the cheesy, touristy stuff with some really nice stuff in. Yeah,
they're trying to. I think there's like a lot of there's a lot of development, a lot of money going into that area, so it's going to be spruced up over time. But you're a lot closer to that in Palms of Serenoa than you are to true Claremont, even though you have a Claremont address.
It's an easy drive up 27 North though.
Okay, sticking with the Disney theme here, number 18, Webb Oasis. This is the pinnacle, the quintessential 55 plus community for people that want to be near Disney. You can't get any better than that unless you can buy in Golden Oak and you're gonna be on property. Webb Oasis is right near Flamingo Crossing. They've got a bunch of new restaurants and shopping and plenty of stuff to do there. You are minutes from the gate of Walt Disney World. Probably what, 10 minutes, not even?
Yeah, and Del Webb's are always their entrances and their amenities are bar none. And it's pricier because it's brand spanking new, and that land was not cheap.
Yep.
So it's you got to have a good budget.
Number 19. Okay. Hovnanians, Four Seasons at Orlando. This is kind of your next best thing. You're right on the doorstep of Disney. It shares a golf course with
Mystic Dunes,
which we played, and that's a really nice golf course. Doesn't have a restaurant. Justin's a little bit. This community has gorgeous clubhouse, all the amenities you can imagine, 2 separate pools, kind of separated by some vegetation, so they have kids playing in one, adults swimming in the other, and then you have access to Mystic Dunes, which has the bar and the restaurant, stuff like that. So you still have access to all that, even though it's not.
It's off the 429, so you can easily get up to Mount Dora or down to 4 and go to Tampa.
True. We're going way farther south. I mean, not that much farther south, but High Vista at Ridge Lakes. This one's next to Webb Orlando.
Which is south of I-4. You got to go all the way down 27 south of I-4 from the direction we're headed. And
these next 3, and this includes Solivita and Webb Orlando, are a little bit more of a pain to, in my opinion, to get to other things.
Well, they got a lot around them. You got
plenty around you. Yeah.
You got your super target. You got
on your
27
day-to-day.
and I-4 right there for these 2.
All right, so Webb Orlando neighbors High Vista at Ridgewood Lakes. So Webb Orlando is stunning. Like, they did a really nice job with that clubhouse. It's kind of timeless. Like, it is old. It's not even that old.
No, it's not old.
But it's an older Webb, and it's like, I think the community center and the amenities are right with Webb Oasis and all these new Webbs. I mean, it's really beautiful.
It is beautiful. And I think if that's, there's that Heart Institute, there's some things down there. I mean, you guys will get to know your stomping grounds, right? So you need to know I would say, what do you think? Within 5 miles from your home, you'll be able to see where you're shopping and everything else.
Oh yeah, the Advent Health Heart of Florida ER is right next door.
The big Heart. And the only reason I know that is we had a customer that was utilizing that hospital, and they were looking to stay close down that way.
Okay. 21, you are probably familiar with this one if you've been looking at 55 plus communities in this area. She's a beauty, Solivita.
It is a beauty. It's one of my faves. I think the ambiance of driving through there's so many water ponds, and then
it's one of the prettiest communities.
Golf courses, and then it's just beautiful.
It is really beautiful. It's probably one of the prettiest communities. There's nothing bad to say about this community. It literally has everything, except for it's just a little bit sort of off the beaten path. So if that's something that you have what you need immediately next to you, but if you're gonna head to Orlando and stuff, there's not like any major highways that go through there, and sometimes during rush hour and stuff, some of that gets jammed up. That's the one piece of feedback we've gotten.
They're improving.
But you don't even need to leave the community. It's one of those types of communities.
No, that's true. But that Poinciana Parkway that's being added, they're developing all of that down there. So now you're going to be able to shoot up there and go to restaurants and Publix and all that stuff. So.
Cool. 21, the gatherings at Lake Nona. So now we're jumping sort of to East Orlando. This is right next to the airport if you're someone that's going to be traveling a lot and you want a condo with low maintenance inside of it's kind of tucked inside of Laureate Park, which is another large master plan community. It is walking distance to the most impressive VA hospital you've ever seen in your entire life. That thing is cool. And they call it
state-of-the-art
Medical City. So Lake Nona and Tavistock is building this whole town center with all sorts of really awesome stuff going on. You've got the USTA, which has like over 100 tennis and pickleball courts that you can join. And then you have the Nona Adventure Park next door if grandkids come, or if you're a wakeboarder. Lake Nona has we could sit on Lake Nona forever, and you're right in the heart of all the stuff that's happening.
It's just new technology. It's just got a newer, cooler feel that none of the other places has. But then you'd have your 55 plus condo that then you would enjoy both.
22, Webb Sunbridge.
Another beautiful master plan community.
Yes, and then this is a Tavistock as well. So this is south of Lake Nona. You have pretty easy access to Lake Nona. They're improving some of the roadways and stuff so you can get around really easy. One of the cool things they have is these nature trails, and they're preserving a lot of nature and things like that. And then they're gonna have like 30,000 square feet of, commercial buildings, and I mean they're trying to turn it into a whole nother little town essentially.
And they're already improving a lot. There's a new Publix right at the corner of Narcosi and Cyril's, which is the road that goes down through there. Mm-hmm. And there'll be some development, but if you're on the younger side and looking forward, I think that's one of my favorite spots.
I think we're on 25. Justin's gonna put the number on the screen. Tohoqua Reserve, this is kind of a boring community.
I've never seen it. I've never been there, unfortunately.
So Tohoqua Reserve is, I think technically St. Cloud, but it's kind of in between St. Cloud and Kissimmee.
But it's brand new.
It's brand new. It just doesn't quite feel like, again, sort of the 55 plus lifestyle. It just feels like a nice little neighborhood.
It's only 268 homes.
This is one of those communities that if you want a newer home, that's probably more affordable, low HOA, you don't care about the amenities. All right, 26. This is one that is, I think, one of the more stunning communities, Twin Lakes by Jones Homes. That amenity center and stuff is so nice. So they've got Live Oak Lake. Clubhouse overlooks with a dock that comes out. I think one of the times we were there, someone was doing touch and goes in like an amphibious plane. They've got some really beautiful homes.
And they've got kayaks and do they have boats that the owners can use? I know they have kayaks and things like that. So that's beautiful, and their pool overlooks that lake.
And we got some updated footage of that. Last time we didn't have they had a whole section of the clubhouse that wasn't done. So you guys will be seeing that. But it's a really, really beautiful community. We had some folks move in and they love it. Mm-hmm. I don't think we stress this enough, but I'm sure you've heard us say it a million times. Like, as you're searching, the agents on our team know these communities in and out. They know the areas, and they're not like high pressure, like trying to get you to buy right away. We work with people that are 2-3 years out. It doesn't matter. What they are, though, is a resource for you once you get connected with them to say, hey, just saw Twin Lakes has, kayaks. Do they allow motorboats? Is there a dock? Is there somewhere I can launch a boat on that? Or whatever your questions may be as your search is going on, those are great people that know those things, or if they don't know, they have the resources to get the information. Because a lot of this is underserved. Like, it's hard to find specific, nuanced information about a lot of these communities.
Well, and the more you're open with your agent, you let them know, and then they get to know you, and they may go, well, gosh, that's part of what you love to do. What about this community?
True.
So it helps everybody the more open you are with what you want to see as your lifestyle.
Should be number 27. We kind of lost track there, you guys. Sorry about that. Is Lakes at Harmony, another one by Jones Homes. So Lakes at Harmony is interesting because it has a little town center, Harmony, which has golf courses, restaurants, all sorts of stuff, a master plan community pool, or a community pool that the master plan community uses, but then Lakes at Harmony is the 55 plus community with its own pool, clubhouse, tennis courts, pickleball courts. Yeah, so it's Harmony, it's in Harmony. You've got access to St. Cloud. You're a little bit farther out. So this is gonna be like, I think that's why it was important for them to do a master plan community with the town center, is because you are farther out from a lot of the day-to-day, but you have that town center, which kind of saves you from driving every single day. So this is the moment I've been super excited about, this PDF. Really, we're doing this, September of 2023, August, September of 2023. So you'll have updated pricing with HOAs, all laid out on maps so you can see where these communities are located. It'll be multiple pages. And then one of the pages, we're gonna do cool things to do, things that would be fun for you to experience while you're here if you're down visiting and looking. Obviously, restaurants are important. We're gonna throw the restaurants on there, places we suggest eating. And then it's gonna just dive into the communities. So you'll have a little bit of information on each of these communities, especially, we know price is a huge thing that allows you to filter through. So if you guys want that PDF. There's a link in the description where you can download that. All right, love you guys. Visit the website if you want to get connected with one of the agents. Call us, email us.